Our guys have been through a lot of stuff, and to continue responding and to do it tonight and then have the outcome be what it was is that's pretty special. That's good stuff. I'm proud of the guys. I would have been just as proud of them had we not won the game, for how they've responded, and they keep getting back up off the mat, and they're so together. But to win, it's a good day for Monarch basketball.
Yeah, I think you held under a season low. I mean, the point total, they 55, I believe. I mean, they took 38 threes and they hit their share, but they didn't get much.
Yeah, I mean, look, some of it I hope was our defense, and some of it they just didn't go.
Right.
Just like we all saw on Thursday night what FIU did, and then just from a statistical standpoint, I don't know anything else. They laid an egg, shooting the three down there. So that's the craziness of basketball. But again, that's why you've got to be present. You've got to be engaged. You've got to be locked in every single time, and that's what our guys have been able to do. Even when we might not have played quite well enough to win, we've been locked in. And
you got some separation, I guess, early in the second half, and I think 6 in the first 7 with threes, and it gave you a margin that you were able to sustain.
Yeah, during the meat of the second halves, at Western Kentucky, at Marshall, at Charlotte, or not at Charlotte, Charlotte at home, and even FIU, we've been able to kind of stretch out.
Yeah.
We just haven't been able to maintain, and that's been more of an offensive thing, I think, than a defensive thing. So maintaining it tonight was huge. It got down to the end and all that in special situations, but it didn't get down to 1 or 2 possessions.
Yeah. I don't know if you call them the big two, but X and AJ.
I definitely don't call them the big two.
I won't call that. No, you wouldn't call that. But they're the guys that people thought would be looked on to, scorers.
Right.
They gave it to you tonight. I mean, it had to be, for X to shoot whatever he shot, had to be satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, 6 for 10 and 2 for 3, and he hit 2 close together. I don't know if they were back to back. One, it was late shot clock, and I think Joe Reese, got it to, figured out a way, got it to him, and he knocked it down. And then Jalen Hunter made a big play and kicked it out in kind of an unsettled situation. And that was a big lift for Xavier, but it was it got the crowd into it and got the team excited, and that kind of thing at home. The whole fatigue thing. If that can energize our guys and give them just a little bit of extra energy.
You get 3 guys with, I think, 2 in the first half fouls, and Joe picks up 2 early. I guess you're kind of looking around and saying, okay, wait, who do I?
Yeah.
You got to finesse that somehow.
And we were able. We bought some minutes playing some zone. And we only played 1 possession in the first half where somebody had 3 fouls. I think I put Joe back in maybe for a possession. But we were just trying to survive. And then ultimately, the fouls didn't bother us in the second half. But playing the zone, if that can be effective for us, if we can contest the threes and rebound the ball out of the zone, maybe we can avoid getting into serious foul difficulty.
When did you find out about Jason?
I found out last night about midnight.
Yeah.
We had a film session today at 11. Jason came in to meet with Jason Mitchell at about the same time. And when we finished film, I broke the news to the team, and they went down knowing that Jason was supposed to be here. We didn't know for sure. They went down and were able to get with him in the training room. It was touching.
Yeah.
That's probably the only word I can think of. Those guys were disappointed for themselves because, heck, they want to win and they know how important Jason, but I think more than anything, they were impacted because, they just care so much about one another. They care so much about Jason, and they were crushed. There were some tears. But we'll all try to support him, through this, and we all know that after surgery, there's not going to be anybody that's going to work any harder to get themselves back.
Yeah.
I know Jason's going to approach his rehab the same way he approaches every game.
Okay. Just call it a knee injury, call it torn ligaments, or just call
That's what they and basically, we were okay with Jason wanting to do that, and
sure.
and he may at some point.
Yeah. Just call it a knee injury at this point.
Yeah, the bottom line is
He's going to need surgery.
he's having surgery.
Yeah.
In all likelihood, I think we're trying to have the surgery next week, and he's out for the season.
All right.
Got to be happy with the turnovers again tonight.
Yeah, that's been another improvement. It's something we've talked about, but a lot of times you talk about things and you don't see improvement. Well, we have in the last three games since that Western Kentucky Marshall trip.
Is it threes are kind of the weapon of choice against you? I don't know if it's the way, it's just the way the game is played these days, but it seems like
I think that's the way the game is played.
yeah.
FIU and FAU are teams that shoot a lot of them anyway.
Right.
But there is an element of how we try to take things away,
Right.
and it's like that's what's left over.
Right.
I'm not trying to compare ourselves to Virginia defensively and all
right,
that,
right.
but they're vulnerable to a team
Sure.
getting hot from the outside as well. So, we've got a way that we do it, and sometimes teams, a team like Charlotte, they hadn't been making any threes,
Right.
and they hit some tough ones down the stretch, but that's kind of what they. If you're going to get something, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, kind of those throwbacks sometimes if you're.
Some of the throwbacks, although we've changed some things, so this year there's been fewer throwbacks than there have been in past years. But it's more of if you get in and kicking it that weak side.
Yeah. All right, thanks. Good win.
Thank you.